Welcome back. We are talking today about the concept of empathy. And joining me now, Jasna Burza. I'm so glad we're talking about this subject, Jasna. Empathy is kind of part of listening. Explain the importance of it in general.
It's active listening, and it goes really beyond just listening. So empathetic listening is putting ourselves in the shoes of another person and really seeing the world from their point of view. It is embodying their experience, which can be very tough for us, especially if we don't necessarily agree with them. And right now, we are all feeling a whole range of emotions, maybe a little bit more accentuated than usual. And especially with our little ones, they've had few rough years and they're exhibiting a range of heightened emotions. And empathy with our children, for us not to get triggered by them, and empathy for us in our own surroundings not only helps us build trust and relationships with other people, it also teaches them how to build incredible skills.
I love the idea of modeling empathy. And I'm thinking of examples. Maybe you're in the grocery store. Maybe you are just sort of passing by a neighbor on a walk, but actually listening and seeing people, even if it's just for a second. I love that concept. And you say that us doing that is so important because it's modeled for the next generation, right? Like, really listen to people and your kids will see that, you say.
I love that. That's so beautifully said. It is so true.
I'm learning from you, by the way.
Well, how often do we really not listen? We just don't. We don't have the time. And someone wise really once told me that sometimes what people need the most is just to be heard. And that's a very powerful statement for all of us. So if we actually just pay an extra 5 seconds to actually hear what someone is saying, we're immediately practicing that empathy, and our children are watching what we do.
I love that. And then you say also repeat back. This is kind of a listening tip to being a better listener. Repeat back when someone says something to you.
Yeah, it's a listening tip, but not only that, it's actually a tactic used by FBI negotiators in very tense situations. So if you say, I'm feeling extremely frustrated, you can say, I can see that you're feeling extremely frustrated. Not adding anything on or changing to what someone is saying is they feel seen and heard, and it immediately alleviates tension. Right? And they feel like, okay, well, they're really listening. They're paying attention because they're mirroring me. Instead of just physically body mirroring with words, immediately puts the other person in that position of ease. They feel like we're listening and we're connecting with them, which makes empathy so much easier. So we can also do this for ourselves and our children. So if I'm having a hard day, sometimes in my car, my kids will know, okay, mommy's upset today. Okay, mommy, it's okay to be upset. So I'm actually soothing myself, and I'm teaching them that they can do that as well themselves. And with children, when they come with us, not assuming that we know how they're feeling, but asking and then reinforcing and say, I feel mad, and saying, I can tell you're feeling very mad, not upset, not sad, those precise words.
And I love that idea of validating everyone's emotion, validating where everyone's at. And you say that we need to name the emotions. That's a big part of it. That was a great example you just used. But you said kind of putting together the idea of what they said, validating, and just giving them some type of support or love.
It really comes all together. I know there's so many different steps, but there's one tip that everyone can remember. Just be present for a few seconds, listen intently, and don't make assumptions. But when we reiterate and reinforce the words, we kind of summarize everything. So what I'm hearing is that you're feeling very, very sad right now because of this that has happened, and it's making you feel like you're out of control. We're using their words, we're reinforcing, we're not introducing new material or our own interpretation. They feel seen, they feel heard, and I think we're also teaching ourselves on how to do that exceptionally well, because we need empathy from others. When we practice and give it, we reinforce it, and the best gift for me truly is when others see it in our children, and then they can embody that for generations to come.
Such an important lesson. Thank you so much, Jasna.
Such a pleasure.